Jim Turpin, when he started PCI 50 years ago, literally 50 years ago last November, recognized that in order for our work to be sustainable, to have impact, he had to engage communities and people on the ground in these countries. And that is the only way to ensure that these things will last. When we were in Ethiopia last month, we went back to one of the first program sites of this women-led savings program called Women Empowered. And the greatest thing about it, first, was hearing the stories from these women talking about how their lives had changed. But secondly, being out of it. We hadn't worked with them for 2 years because they'd taken control of their situation, their circumstances. The one woman turned to me and said, well, PCI hasn't been here for a couple of years now. We're doing this ourselves. That's what this is all, that's what sustainable development's about. People able to do it for themselves. I see the map back there that shows all the countries we're operating in. We're in 16 countries in Africa, Asia, and the Americas. We were founded right here in San Diego and have worked cross-border for 50 years. And you'll also see on that map a mix of programming, from clean water to food security to disaster response, disaster relief. As we provide the tools, the training, the financial resources they need to lift themselves out of poverty and create a healthier future for their families. You know, for me, the biggest challenge is how do we do more of this good work that we're doing? How do we continue to support and to expand the impact that we're having? That is the number one challenge that I'm faced with as the CEO. And it's to some measure, it's about financial resources, but it's also about the quality and the impact of our programs. We've launched an initiative called One PCI, which is aimed at building a better connected, more collaborative, really strongly committed organization from one culture. Now you can't ask people to give up their own, the culture that they grew up in, but how do we create a culture in this organization that attracts them and keeps them motivated? And you know, if I could ask for one thing as you all do your report and as we talk about what we do, I want to banish the word charity from everybody's lexicon. We're about change, not charity. This is about people who want to get involved and want to make a difference and want to see change happen and be part of change, as opposed to just, and you talk about corporate social responsibility, no business today is willing to align with an organization that doesn't align with its values and its business strategies. So this is not about giving away. This is about being involved in really making change. And companies around the world are looking at opportunities to engage on the ground. I mean, Coca-Cola is sold in, what, tens and tens and tens and tens of countries. Mm-hmm. Who are they working with on the ground to make a difference in the lives of the people that are in the villages that they're selling into? So that's a great point. You think you're worldly. You think you've had an opportunity to see business and other kinds of organizations operating globally. Not the way you see it through the eyes of an organization like ours, because you are really at ground level. You're not at 30,000 feet. You're right down on the ground with these folks. And I will tell you, it's been the richest period of my life. I have no regrets looking back, and I am fortunate. I am blessed to be able to have this opportunity to work with PCI.